Today I've got 10 tips for how to plan for Christmas gifts with a big family. We have a family of 8 and I love the holiday season. I love Christmas and everything about it. However, I absolutely hate shopping. Not just at Christmas, but year round. Shopping is my nemesis. It's very overwhelming for me to be in stores. And so I had to come up with a workable system to make sure that I wasn't overwhelmed taking care of the holiday for 8 people. But with planning, it's actually doable. And so here are my tips. And I try to start them in September. This is why I'm posting this now. So, because it just takes that much time to get stuff done and not ruin my holiday season. I want to enjoy the holidays. First thing you're going to do is download this app called Santa's Bag. It allows me to track all the gifts that I buy. I also use it to track any holiday expenses. So like when we buy a Christmas tree, I'll put that amount in there. And when we buy crackers for our Christmas table, which is a British tradition that you do, it's a decoration. And so I will add that there. It's not a fancy app. I think it was free last I checked, but if it wasn't, and that has some ads, but you can also buy it for I think it's like $3 or something inexpensive. Anyway, it's a great little app. And it helps me to stick with the budget. It also tells me how much Christmas costs so I can plan ahead for the next year. It tracks where I bought the gifts, so what store, how much each gift costs, and you can divide it up too. If there's something that you bought in bulk and you're dividing among several people, you can do that too. Whether the gift has been shipped, whether it's been wrapped, whether it's been gifted already, so like things that you give to friends ahead of time, what hiding spots each gift is in. Let me tell you, that is a lifesaver all by itself because I don't have a lot of storage spaces. And so I need to know, a couple years ago when we were living in our other house, I stacked a bunch of gifts up in the attic and it was perfect because I didn't forget about them when Christmas Eve came around. And so I was able to go fetch them, and but I didn't have to have them all around underfoot. The other thing is it helps you prevent duplicate gifts. If you've ever been spending ahead of time to get your gifts and suddenly get to Christmas and realize you've bought 2 of the same thing, super annoying, right? All right. The second thing I do year round is I actually maintain a wish list or a gift ideas list for each person in my family. We use it for birthdays, and then when their birthday is done, I take off anything that they got or that they don't like anymore. Kids' interests change all the time. And then around August or this time of year, September, I start having a conversation with my kids to think about, okay, what do you want for Christmas? I ask them for lots of ideas, and the reason for that is not because they're going to get a whole ton of gifts. We don't do a lot of gifts, but they have 7 people in the family who might get them something. And also, sometimes things aren't available. So it's important to have a lot of options. I try to get them to request to give me options that are both expensive and inexpensive so that we have some choices for stockings as well. We do 1 main gift per child from mom and dad, and then their siblings can make or buy them something. So that's kind of about the amount that we do. Another thing I've done that's really helpful for helping them build a list is I give them catalogs that come in the mail and let them look through it. The Amazon catalog comes every year. That's a great one for my younger kids. I will also let them browse Amazon in the categories they like along with me and add stuff to their list. Okay, third tip, budget an amount of money for Christmas. If you have no idea where to start with this, then the first year use the Santa's Bag app to track everything, and next year add 5 to 15% to that number, and then you'll have a starting point. It was much less stressful for me, even though it was hard to see how much we spent. It was a lot less stressful to realize, oh, okay, this is how much I need, and then I can start saving for it ahead of year. Holidays come every year, guys. I know this was mind-blowing for me when I first realized it. So you can actually save ahead for them. We also budget a specific amount for each stocking per person so that I don't go super overboard with stockings because it can be really easy to do that. And I try to fill it with their favorite snacks so it's consumable, but it's not a lot of stuff around the house. We'll also budget if there's an activity we're going to do together that we expect to spend money at. And all of those things help us to keep track of what we're going to spend during that holiday. And we can spread it out throughout the year too, which is helpful. All right, next up, one of my favorite gifts to give requires a little bit of planning, but it's well worth it, and that's to give something that's personalized, especially in our large family with 8 people. I love to buy something that either has a photo of that child on it or favorite memories from a trip we went to. So I'll do personalized mugs or ornaments. Sometimes I've done a personalized stocking for our kids. Photo calendars are one of our favorites because then we get to see our photos throughout the year. And if you're going to be doing a personalized gift, you usually have to have it done by October, like designed and ready to buy by October, if you want to be able to get it there in plenty of time to wrap, especially if you're going to be shipping it to your house first and then shipping it to family members who aren't living with you. The other thing about that is if you get them done early, you can take advantage of all the great holiday sales that come up, and you can usually get free shipping as well. Shutterfly is my place of choice to do personalized photo gifts, but there's lots of other options around. Okay, tip number 5, wrap the gifts as you go. Seriously, it's the worst if you get to the week of Christmas, or worse, like I had one year when I had been pregnant the whole time. Christmas Eve, I got ready to put gifts out and realized that more than half of them weren't wrapped, and my husband and I spent 2 hours finishing wrapping before we could go to bed. Never again. Best way to make sure you can do this is to have Christmas wrapping supplies on hand year round. So buy them in January when they go on sale and keep them somewhere so that as you buy gifts, you can wrap them. Don't forget to label them with a name. And you can use the Santa's Bag app for this still. And that makes Christmas so much less stressful because you're all set to go. Okay. Another one that I do is, like I said, special ornaments. Now, this is a little different. This is, so tip number 6 is giving your kids a special ornament. And if I'm not doing a photo one or one that's personal with their name on it, I try to buy them one that is kind of a connection to something they've done that year, a milestone, an event, something new they tried. So if we go to a family vacation, I will often buy an ornament for each kid at that location so that they have a memory of the trip. Or I've also done accomplishments. When my kids learned to read, I got them an ornament with a book on it. Things like that. Those are a great way to commemorate milestones. And then they each have a set of ornaments they can take to their own home one day. Number 7 is look for gifts that can be used for a lot of people. One of the things I do is I'll shop for books at Goodwill or used bookstores for months. And then I can give each kid a stack of used books. And honestly, used books are just as great as new books because after you buy them, they're going to get used in your house. And if you have kids, you don't need new books, especially if they're voracious readers. They just want to read. So that's a great way to save money, but also give a nice gift. We also try to do experience gifts. So sometimes we'll go to something like the Silverton Christmas Market, which is a little German market here near where we live, or we'll go to the Zoo Lights in Portland. Things like that can be a Christmas gift for the whole family. That's a great idea. Gear for an event that you're all going to do. When we first moved here to Oregon from California, we had very little snow gear. So we bought a bunch of snow gear and rain gear so the kids could enjoy the weather and we could go sledding. Board games, subscriptions, a large Lego or building set can be great. Puzzles, those are all gifts that we give to the whole family. Number 8 is to work with your kids to make a plan for Christmas gift giving. We always encourage our kids to give gifts to each other. We try to help them have as much ownership of that process as possible. Our older kids can earn some money of their own to buy their own gifts. The younger ones, I give them a specific amount to spend and I help them do the shopping. Part of the reason for that is to help them stay on budget and also so that they don't forget someone, which would be sad, right? Okay, number 9, if you're going to do handmade gifts, which I love to do, but I don't always have time for, get them done before December because December gets so busy. So get them done before December or don't do handmade gifts. Learn this one the hard way, just trust me. Number 10, do a clothing, toy, and book purge before Christmas. I like to do this in September or October when the season's changing. But that way you'll have new space for the new items that you know you're going to get. And it works really great. Helps our kids to get used to getting rid of stuff and decluttering, which is a really important life skill. Those are my top 10 tips for Christmas.